Putting a dip in your hip, a glide in your stride. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe, with shows throughout the week. Everything you want, everything you could need. From the paranormal to the supernatural, from the spiritual to the unknown, from emotions to comedy. You can find us at Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and so much more. This is Rift Nation Network, the RNN. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
Sensitive/offensive content disclaimer. Please note that this podcast may contain material that some listeners may find sensitive, offensive, or disturbing. We strive to create respectful and informative content, but topics discussed may include mature themes such as violence, explicit language, or controversial subjects, triggering content including discussions related to mental health, trauma, or other sensitive issues, explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion. If you find any content distressing, consider skipping or seeking support. Remember that this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. If you need assistance, please consult a qualified expert.
Hi.
What's going on?
I'm sitting here on my chair. What are you doing?
Sitting here on my chair.
It's a good night to do that.
I didn't have a computer that worked.
That's not a good thing.
I know. And I almost texted you and said, I can't find the other part. I must have, when I pulled the plug out of the laptop, I pulled it from the charger part and left the plug in the plug part in the plug where I left it, which is about 7 or 8 miles away from me.
I got you.
So I had to use a plug from another computer, and it worked. I was like,
it works.
I got techie.
Long as it works. Welcome everybody to another wonderful edition of the Otter's Den. Cool and groovy things with your hosts, me, Keith Ottersberg, and Joni.
Howdy. Hi, Denise.
She's over yonder.
I'm over here.
Michelle, Lisa, Denise, welcome.
Miss Denise, happy Thanksgiving, Denise.
Thank you for popping in.
Today is Thanksgiving in Canada.
Happy Thanksgiving up in Canada.
It's a national holiday.
Hey, Jen. How you doing, girl?
Happy Thanksgiving, Canada, friends.
Hope things are well. Mr. Howie Odell himself, founder of the Rift Nation Network.
That's right, us. Well, I hope everybody from our Canadian friends had wonderful times with their family members and enjoyed their holiday off today on my daughter's birthday, Canada's Thanksgiving. And it's the same meaning. Like we have in November, they have October 14th, and it's the same give thanks.
Yes. for everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
And
That's
if
wonderful.
you haven't already, I put the link in the chat here. That is the link to the Riff Nation Network's Facebook page. Do me a favor, go give them a like. That way you get notified when we're on.
Robert, it's Monday.
Hi, Robert.
Robert is shape-shifting into Tuesday.
Robert, I believe, is in Australia.
Oh, okay.
Therefore, it is Tuesday for him.
Oh, I'm sorry, Robert.
And Robert, correct me if I'm mistaken.
I'm sorry, Robert.
So we got people on here from Canada, Australia. This is kind of cool.
We're international.
Damn,
We're
Skippy.
international cool.
Damn, Skippy.
The best astrologer, Robert, I would say, in the world. Best astrologer in the world is from Canada or Australia. Kirsten McIntosh. She has taught us everything about forensic astrology.
Nice.
I mean, the only thing is we text. It's like if it's morning here, like at 6 a.m., it's night when I'm texting her.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to get, it's hard for us to chat.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you gotta figure a time out to where you're both up. Hey, Susan.
It's completely opposite.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough to get with her.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I used to have a couple friends over there I talked with, and I know exactly what you mean. I got a friend in England, and it sometimes is difficult for us to find the time.
I had a case, Robert, over there, and it was a young man, and he was up. I forget the name of it. It was a beautiful place. It was like up on a cliff, up at the very. They have gorgeous beaches up in Australia, and it was a missing persons case. And it's where backpackers went, and they just couldn't find this young man anywhere, and he was Dutch, and so he went missing in Australia, and I had that case. So I got to look at all the maps and stuff up there.
That is one country I have always wanted to visit. And one of these days, I'm going to get to do it. I might be 80, but I'm going to get there.
Because of the people. Because the people are so cool.
I love the accent. I love the country. The nature.
Well, it's beautiful.
It is. It's beautiful country.
It's the beaches. It's lovely.
I want to go on a walkabout.
The outback.
See if I find my.
They have too big of critters. Like they don't have little spiders. They have like spiders the size of dogs.
Yeah.
I mean, their snakes are like elephants. They are. They're big.
There's lots of Australian things that can kill you. Just saying.
Well, I like koala bears. I love koala.
They can get kind of mean and nasty too. But they're cute. They are cute. Crikey.
That would be a wonderful place to visit, but it's one of those places I don't think you would want to leave.
And see, that's the thing. I'm afraid if I actually get over there, I might not come home. There's a country song about that.
Yeah. Greg said Spain is like that.
I don't want to go to Spain.
Beautiful. He said Spain is beautiful. Well, the scorpions are the size of German shepherds over there.
I don't think I'm gonna
have. You can ride their scorpions.
I don't think I'll have to worry about the scorpions because I'm a Scorpio. I think we'll get along just fine.
No, you get along fine. You would make them it would be your pet.
I'd probably bring a couple home.
It would be your pet.
The biggest ones I could find.
As a matter of fact, today we're headed into Scorpio season. We're almost a week away. I can feel it, Darth Vader.
It's me time.
To the dark side, Luke. It's almost time to go from happy Libra to the dark side of Luke, to the dark side of Scorpio.
Scorpio or me?
Well, today Mercury went into Scorpio.
Yes.
And even on my little Facebook post, I said, look what happens. Like just if you just pay a tiny bit of attention, you can watch the energy shift.
Oh yeah,
Because
people at work were negative today. Talking about each
really?
other.
Well, it was Monday.
Yeah, that is true.
Minus Monday, but in Libra, it is chatty.
Talking.
It's you start here, you go to the roundabout, then you go up the steps, and then you're going to get it's word salad.
Yeah.
Mercury in Libra is word salad. And it's lighter. It's lighter energy. And then then Mercury just plummets into the depths of Scorpio of intensity. It's get to the point. Just quit get out of the roundabout, go forward. Don't stop. Just get there.
That's me.
And it's more of a deeper conversation.
Yes. Yeah, things come up that I need to talk to people about in order for me to figure them out. To this day, I'm still healing some things, and that's okay. But this is the time, I always joke around, Scorpio season. This is my time. Well, I'm not wrong. It's my time to learn about myself. And
I don't know what your Mercury's in. It might be in Scorpio.
It might be. I know my Venus. I know my Venus is in Scorpio.
Yeah, I think it is. Mercury is too.
I think isn't Venus in Scorpio? We're going into Scorpio as well.
You have a stellium.
Right. I'm talking the current astrology though. Is Venus going into Scorpio as well?
Yes. Yeah, in a little bit, about a week.
Yeah, I got a Scorpio stellium. I'm Scorpio. I got Venus in my Scorpio.
Mercury too.
Yeah, I think so.
But what happens is when Mercury it's how we communicate, how we talk. And what happens is Mercury gets to the bottom. It's the detective. It digs and it digs and it gets to the truth. So all this fluff, crap, glitter, marshmallow crap that Mercury in Libra likes to dole out and just, sprinkle glitter. Then we get into Mercury and Scorpio, and Scorpio says, no, we're going to cut to the chase. We're going to get to the bottom, and I want the truth. Libra, go take your glitter and come back next year.
Yeah. Yeah. Scorpio conversation. Okay. I went to Walmart and got eggs. That is what I have to say. I'm letting somebody know that I went to Walmart and picked up eggs.
Okay.
Somebody telling me about their trip to Walmart to get eggs.
Mercury and Libra.
I was going to make muffins this morning, but I was eating eggs and I was out. I was so depressed. And so I figured, okay, after work, I'll go to Walmart and I'll get eggs. So I worked all day and this happened to work and this happened to work and this happened to work. And I almost forgot to get the eggs. But I remembered. So I went to Walmart and as I was pulling into the parking lot, you should have seen this person. And they'll describe this person for like 5 minutes. And then they finally walk in the door and they got to talk about the greeter because of their glasses. I really love this greeter's glasses. And then I went over and I was going to go right to the eggs, but I got sidetracked. I looked at the person and said, look at what I got. Isn't it awesome? And they'll tell you about the purse. And 45 minutes later, oh my God, they finally stop.
Yes.
I'm like, no. You went to Walmart, you got eggs, you bought a purse. That's all I need to know. I don't need all the other fluff. That drives me nuts. It drives me insane. I have things to do. Now I need me time to recoup and refill my cup because you just drained it.
Yeah.
So go play with your purse. I'm going to go to the garden.
Well, and Greg is the one that really said you have got to work on that. And when you laugh about it and you know that it happens, you have to work on certain things. So it is true. Yeah. Oh, see what I know, Howie.
I'm unfamiliar with that. I'm reading it.
What Howie is saying. Well, there's a lot of private search and rescue people there. And I think it was last week they had to take that out for testing because of that reason. And it's very toxic. and it is dangerous.
Oh, Asheville. Oh, hurricane. I got it. It clicked.
Yeah.
It clicked. I got you.
Well, they've got a lot of in the Asheville area, but there's a lot of private search and rescue. There's a lot of private ops people in their helicopters.
Yes.
And it's mainly search and rescue on their own. And they're tagging. And then they're taking pictures and sending them back, because what's happened is the water has receded. So unfortunately, I think there's about 1,000 people that are missing still.
At least, if not more.
They don't really know. And so that's what I think. It was like in 6 miles. I want to say 100 people were tagged. I don't know. I know it was a really high number.
It's horrible.
Of people that they're finding. Unfortunately, a lot of people they didn't have a chance.
No.
They just, and now that the water's receding and that much decomposition.
Going to happen fast.
Yeah. And it's going to be toxic.
Yeah.
So, but they've got the soil. I know they tested the soil last week. So they've got to wear masks and they've got to wear high boots if you're going up there to do people know the dangers of all that. I don't know how they can keep it hush hush. I mean, it's just, it happens. It is what it is.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine, Renee. Yeah, it'd have to be horrid.
Well, that's what happens when you leave. It's taken 2 weeks for some people for help to get in there, but not for our military people that are retired and our chopper pilots that have gone up there through the grace of God in our church groups, and our people, regular Americans have saved Appalachia, the people up there, literally.
Yeah. They helped themselves. They didn't have any help from.
No, they didn't. No. There's no
FEMA, no troops, no National Guard, no nothing. Military was told to stand down. You're not. Do
you know that I used to take that route when TJ my son-in-law was in Camp Lejeune. That route is not far where they're at from Camp Lejeune, which is a Marine Corps base. It's right there. It's within hours drive. It's within hours. And it's the people are not happy.
No, there's going to be a lot to come out with this, like Howie just stated. A lot more to come out. Secrets are going to come out.
It's already out. It's been out.
There's going to be more.
I think through the search and rescue people that are, like people like Michael. Michael's not there because Michael was down in Florida, but groups like Peace River and Michael and those guys, and the dogs are really what's really finding people.
And I'm appreciative of that.
And these are our Earth. I say it every Wednesday night on True Crime. They really are the Earth Angels.
Yes.
Because those are the people that know this stuff. They know about the soil. They're equipped for it, and they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And it's just horrible. But I want to say there's about 1,000. Isn't it a high number that there's? There are families that are completely gone.
Yes.
And have you noticed I don't see it on, I don't watch the media, but I don't see any coverage except for what private people are doing.
3 days ago, unknown number of people still missing. They don't know.
No, they don't know.
They have no idea.
But the water's receding, which is really sad. And one church group has done over 200,000 meals.
That's amazing.
Now, when you've got church groups posting just on Facebook, like 200,000 meals, where are our government people?
You'd have to ask Mr. B-I-D-E-N.
I don't know. It's just hard.
But
It's
the reason,
it's heartbreaking.
one of the main reasons F-E-M-A isn't doing more is they spent all their funds on the people coming over the border.
Right. Well, we knew that.
And there's proof. There's proof of that. There is proof of that.
Yeah. It's
paper trails, money trails.
It's a shame.
It is. Yeah, Renee. I think a family of 12 is missing.
Yeah, their family. It's up in the hundreds. It's really, really sad. I know there's I'm pretty close. So there's a lot of our fire departments are putting together like drop off donations there, like blankets. A lot of they need winter coats because it's cold here now.
Yeah.
And a lot of masks and just you name it, they need it. They're literally were sleeping in tents.
Yeah. A couple guys, local guys, donated their semis and their time, their fuel, and they meet at the mall in Beatrice. It's like 15 minutes away from me. And they are taking donations, whatever you have, whatever you don't need. Rakes, shovels, gloves, food,
Everything.
Whatever. They load it in those semis and they haul it down there to where they can get to, because a lot of those places, the roads are gone. But they can get it down there and get it to the churches. Then the churches can get it to the copters. Copters can get it out.
Yeah, the choppers and then
people to fly.
The little 4-wheelers and stuff. It's just very sad that they were left behind.
Mm-hmm.
So that just tells you that you probably know your neighbors. Get to know your neighbors. And if you don't know your neighbors, I would start learning, finding out who's who, because you might come to a situation where you're there by yourself and you guys got to take care of each other.
Yep. Not wrong.
Nobody's going to save you.
Not wrong.
We're watching it. You can pull it up on TikTok 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
It's on TikTok.
It's all right there.
It's all there. It's all there. And people are like, we're going to tell you the truth. And those people up there are telling the truth.
Biggest understatement.
Oh, that's disappointed. Doesn't even, that's not even the word I have.
Understatement, but I get you. I do. I get you. Me too. I'm sickened by what is happening.
My heart just.
And if you don't think our government would do something like this for lithium rights to a mine,
okay,
ask yourself. Hang on. Look up the Tuskegee syphilis experiment.
Well,
it's real. It happened. It's been declassified.
Right. I'm digging into that lithium mine. Okay. Let me tell you what I found out. I'm digging into it because I did the chart, the astrology chart on the flood, and it was very sus. The event chart. I did it's very suspect. Let me put it to you that way. It's suspect. So I decided to dig into this mine, like people were talking about. That mine, there was not any kind of a land grab. That it was bought, it was purchased. People were happy within the area. There was no land to grab, okay? Because everybody was happy. There were a lot of jobs. They did make a lot of cutbacks because of the fact the EV market has basically gone into the ground. Nobody's buying EVs. So it's tanked, right? So I kept digging and I kept digging. And of course, BlackRock was one of the people in the company, but that's nothing new. BlackRock's in everything. But what now? Guess what happened? It's a little weird. It was sold on October the 7th. That doesn't make any sense.
Who to?
Another international company. And I'm still digging.
There have been grants from our government for running that mine.
Right. They did that like in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
But
so this is an ongoing thing.
But that's okay. I mean, there was nothing sus about that. There was nothing suspect about that. The people were happy. They were doing all kinds of environmental stuff. But I thought it was a little weird that this disaster happens, and I would think a company like that that's going to be employing all of these folks in that area, they're out there and they sold it the following week. But why weren't they out like, oh, we're going to put that down. We're going to go help the townspeople. We're going to do what we can.
No clue.
I'm digging.
It'll come out.
I'm digging.
I bet it comes out pretty soon.
I'm digging. And what happened up there, it rained like 25 inches prior to Helene even being there.
Yes, it did.
That doesn't happen in the mountains like that.
No. And I watched an interview from a lady that lived there. You know, she's saying, you know, why they didn't leave. It started raining so fast and so hard, and they didn't have notice of how much it was going to rain. They didn't think they would have to. They've never had to. That's right. And then all this rain, and by the time they realized, hey, yeah, we need to go, they couldn't. The roads were washed out. It was too late.
They're landslides.
Yes. Yeah.
And you know, that was kind of funny because when that thing went there, of course, it came here. And do you know, what happened to us is they said, oh, you're going to have 1 or 2 inches of rain. It's nothing. We had 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts. It rained from Thursday to Tuesday. We had between 6 and 7 inches of rain nonstop. So it was not forecast here.
No, it wasn't.
No, not here.
Forecast anywhere.
And it got stuck here. I've never seen
stalled.
It got stuck over Kentucky. Did you see that?
Yeah, it stalled. For how many days?
From Thursday to Tuesday, it was stalled.
The rain that hit before Helene hit stalled as well. So 2 storms stalling over the same areas.
We don't buy it. No.
I don't buy
it. Our storms don't stall here. They come in like from St. Louis and are pushed.
Yeah.
They don't get stalled. We don't have stuff that stalls. It just doesn't happen. So it's very suspect to me. I don't care. When I did the research for the show last week, NOAA has over 1,000 different projects that you can research on their website, NOAA.gov. You can look up where Congress, there was a Weather Manipulation Act in, I think it was 1972. You can look that up. Congress passed a law. You have to report when you are doing anything like that.
Yes.
Because of all of the projects prior to 72, especially in Vietnam, they used that too. When it rained 9 inches in 4 hours to extend the monsoon season in North Vietnam. They did it there. It's documented.
Yeah.
It's there. So, but what happened is all of these hurricanes, they would experiment on them when they were going out to sea. Well, what happened is every time they'd experiment on them, they would shift course and go on into the U.S. So the people were getting mad. It happened in 1947.
Yeah.
So it's very suspect.
Yeah, you know, and not only Tuskegee, I can't remember where it was. I know where it was, and I can't remember. Like right before the war or during the war, they went into the slumps, and they go to the rooftops, and they put these chemical sprayers out, and they lied, you know, saying what they were for, but it was to test chemicals on the people to see what would happen before they tried them overseas. They did it to us first. It's documented. It's declassified.
Do you know how much that's been done?
I could keep going.
I know. You can write a book.
Yeah.
All of the Noah stuff is declassified as well. You can easily look it up. It's right there. Because I did the whole show on it last week.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of them was Cirrus, Cirrus. That was the first one that it was supposed to go out to sea, and it ended up slamming into Charleston.
Yeah, it did hook.
And guess what happened? Back then they had the media, and the media was furious.
Yeah, they actually did their job back then.
Yes, they did.
They actually did their job back then.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. And then we had Hurricane Betsy in 1965. She was scheduled to be experimented with because she was going to go out to sea. But they said, oh, wait, she's shifting course. So we're going to leave her alone. She miraculously slammed into New Orleans after she was supposed to go out to sea. Mm-hmm. I say another botched experiment. So they said it took 6 months for the press to be convinced that they didn't do it.
Yeah.
So see, back then it's when the press was the press, and they actually reported.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's there, and to say you're crazy, it doesn't exist. It's on your website, dude. Somebody should tell those people that are telling us we're crazy. Hey, Chief. It's on your website, dude. Really, come on.
And one thing I've noticed, and I tried to talk about it on a live the other night, but this platform will not put me out live. It will not notify anybody that I'm live. Well, I have noticed since this hit, one guy, I'm not going to mention his name, but he made a post about nobody's allowed to come onto his posts and post stuff about this because we're all nuts for thinking this. Okay, A, we have free speech. B, we're allowed to post on your post. You're allowed to post on my post. That's what this is for. If you don't want people posting stuff that you don't believe in on your posts, hit the unfollow button, hit the unfriend button, hit the block button. It's that simple.
Delete it.
You telling me that I can't say what I want to say, you are taking away my freedom of speech, just like this platform is. And that has been proven because Zuckerberg admitted it. The proof is out. The government forced his hand.
People see it. They're seeing it now. They didn't see it then. Everybody's seeing it. We talk about it at work. Everybody sees it. If you don't see it, you're just in denial because everybody sees it now. Everybody here sees it. Everybody does.
The quote fact / checkers disappeared for a long time. And now all of a sudden, they're back.
They'll be gone at Thanksgiving. Well, I'm going to tell you what. It's so funny to watch. Oh, I forgot to text you too because I was busy all weekend. Remember now this is the third time this has happened. Remember when in July, we looked at the chart of DJT after the first assassination attempt.
Yes.
So we had Algol up in the sky.
Yes.
And I said, it's going to happen again because he's coming. Algol, Uranus is coming back to that point. Remember? Mm-hmm. And it did. Second attempt. And then last week, I said it's going to happen for the third time because Uranus and Algol are back together.
And it did.
It did.
Donna, how you doing?
Isn't that crazy?
It is. But you called it. It's in the astrology.
It's in the astrology, but when I did the deep dive on Algol, because Algol is the demon star and it's Medusa's head, really. So it's female energy. But here's with fixed stars in astrology, they usually people are blessed with them, and they're usually famous people. And you're usually given a choice. You can either go to the left. It's kind of like Star Wars. You can either go to the dark side or you can go to the whatever the Luke and them, the good side, right? So what happens with fixed stars is when you take the bad road, you will lose everything and fall. It's just pretty nasty.
Yes.
So this algal is the biggest protector in the universe. Remember, I found that out when I was doing the research.
Yeah. So sorry.
So it's crazy.
And what a lot of people don't understand about Medusa, they think she was this evil Gorgon, that just turned men to stone. Originally, she was a very, very beautiful woman who worked in one of the goddess's palaces. And another god came and raped her in that palace. And that goddess, instead of taking her wrath out on the god that did that in her palace, turned Medusa and her sisters into this Gorgon. Forever ugly. Nobody can look at her because they'll turn to stone. Cursed. She was the victim after being the victim. So I don't see her as being evil.
No.
She was a person.
Crazy. Well, and then I got kind of creeped out and I put it down because I text you and I go, oh, look, it's with Archangel Michael. Remember? It's with Michael. It's with Michael.
Gather.
Aw. That baby isn't doing anything.
I'm going to have to go buy toilet paper and have people look at me funny because they think I'm hoarding them because he found it and he shredded it.
Well, then why don't you give him a little scratch post? It's your fault.
He has one. He uses my walls instead of the scratch post. And I even put catnip on the scratching post.
Oh, put toilet paper on the scratching post.
Yes. Thank you, Donna, because I'm having an issue with this tonight. For anybody that doesn't know, I've got a TBI, traumatic brain injury, and it affects how words come out and my memory.
What's cool, remember with that is, so I'm not worried about those attempts because of Archangel Michael, but what was really creepy, and I put the whole chart down because when I look at a chart and stuff like that happens and I get creeped out, I just put it away and I don't look at it anymore. As I said, oh, it's Archangel Michael. Remember, I told you that. The next day, Trump had posted on social media the prayer of Archangel Michael.
Yes.
I'm like, oh no.
You can't make it up.
I put the chart down. I got creeped out a little.
You can't make it up.
I'm like, uh-oh, he knows about algal.
But I'm going to jump back a little bit. Speaking of algal, I'm going to jump back a little bit to Scorpio season.
Oh.
It doesn't just affect Scorpios. It's going to affect all the signs. You're going to have things from your past, things that you've been avoiding coming up, just like Mercury retrograde, just like Pluto retrograde. Scorpio season is the time to dig deep into yourself. Yeah. If there's been something you have been avoiding, now is the time to look at it. Whether it be a crutch, a bad habit, you're not happy in your relationship, you're not happy in your job, whatever it is, something is going to come up and it's going to be put right here. Don't lift the rug up and shove it underneath. Work through it. That's what this time is for. You have the stars helping you. You have the retrogrades helping you, not hurting you, not doing things to you. They are helping you by letting you learn about the most important person in the world, and that is you. Right. If you need help, go get help. Right. It's okay. If you need to go talk to your friend, go talk to your friend. If you need to talk to a therapist, go talk to a therapist. If you're having paranormal issues, there are therapists out there that deal with that and how it affects your psyche.
Yep.
Oh, love you, girl. I do. I'm a phone call away. You know that.
You know, we've got
Take care of
between
yourself.
now and I would say the election, we've got about 5 transits that are really pretty gnarly that we are going to have to navigate following the full moon. And they're all, you know, it's funny you said that about Scorpio. They're either Mars related or they're Pluto related, which is Scorpio related. So you must have been feeling that, because that's really kind of like the theme between now and the election. Because I looked, and like right now, the one is don't be impulsive because the sun is squaring Mars. You know, it's really a time where you can really get angry and use it wisely. Use it for physical activity. Use it for good energy. Use it for good creative projects. Don't be impulsive. Don't be angry right now. So, I mean, and the full moon is in Aries.
Scorpio, Aries, Sag.
I know.
This is how the stuff, I don't want to say hits me, but I used to look for the other shoe to drop. Okay, what's going to happen now? I don't do that anymore. I know issues may come up. I know things may happen. I know losses may happen. But I do my best to find the quote silver lining. What's the blessing in this? Yeah. What is this? Not why is this happening to me, but what is this teaching me? If you can change that thought, and it takes a while, you can reprogram yourself into thinking the correct way.
That's right.
Putting a new program on your computer, you have to download it in there. You have to train your computer to use it. This is a computer. You have to reprogram it, and it takes time and repetition and practice. If you have a negative thought that comes into your head, say, no, that's old thinking.
Yep.
What are 3 positive things that you have in your life? I don't care what they are.
Right.
I have a cheeseburger in my hand. I have shoes on my feet. I love my kids. Whatever it is. It doesn't have to be the same thing every time. If you start doing that, you retrain your brain, and as soon as that thought starts coming out, it's like, no, I accept this is happening to me.
What's the lesson?
What's the lesson? I have looked at why this is happening. What is the lesson from my past that I need to relearn now? And that is going to get you through. That is going to help you.
The full moon is being joined with not only where Mars is squaring the sun with this, but the full moon is being joined with Eris, who is Mars's sister. And so it's double Mars energy. It's Eris and Mars together. So it's packing a punch.
I may get smacked upside the back of the head. I don't know.
Mercury is also with Jupiter, which is arguing with words that are expanded. Mars is going to be squaring the sun. The sun is squaring Eris. There's a lot of, use it to break through barriers. Use it for, like you said, use it on a positive level, because this energy is very, very powerful.
Yeah.
Very physical.
You start putting those negative thoughts out. The universe is going to hear this, and that's what you like. Okay, here's some more.
Shit.
I ain't kidding.
It's too strong, and it's very powerful, and it's explosive from now until the end of the year, there's all kinds of, it doesn't stop. It's just navigate it. Like you say, when the thoughts come in, don't be impulsive. Think about what you're saying to people. Don't be argumentative. Being argumentative right now, between now and the election, it's don't do it.
Don't engage.
Don't.
don't engage. If you're having a conversation with somebody and you give them your opinion and give them the proof of why you think like that, if they snap back at you, hey, it's okay to disagree. Turn around, walk away. You don't have to tell them why. It is okay to turn around and walk away from somebody. It is okay to say, hey, I gotta go. Bye. Click. You don't have to give them a reason why. Don't engage in the negativity. They want you to. This
is fiery stuff. This is explosive stuff between now and like the 29th. We've got like the sun is squaring Pluto. We've got really dynamic stuff back to back to back. And it's going to be like when one energy starts to separate, the other starts to come together. And during the election, and I'm going to have to look this up more, like in 2 weeks, the next show, we'll look at the election more. Mars is opposing Pluto on that day. And I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like Mars opposing Pluto. That's really...
That's kind of why I've been telling people to go vote early.
Do it.
Look at the natural disasters that just happened, and then look at what happened for the last election. Printers, quote, ran out of ink. Internet, quote, went down. This, that, the other thing. Easy.
What's your
go vote early. Take a picture of your vote. And if anybody makes any kind of a mark on your ballot as they hand it to you, ask them for another one without that mark, or ask them what that mark is for, and then ask them for another ballot without that mark. Because if you write, it even says in the directions, if you write anywhere else on that ballot's pretty much disqualified. You have to fill in the square. That's it.
You know what? On election night, Uranus, because you said that about stuff going down, because that would be the computers going down, would be Uranus. Uranus is hitting, it's hitting the 7th house. It's on an angle. Angular houses are the most powerful. So Uranus is right at that angle on the 7th house, which is open enemies. It's legal issues. It could be, it's right there, but it's squaring the moon. The moon on the chart represents the people.
Hey, Sarah.
And it's in the 3rd house of communications. So you vote early, do it early, go early.
Yeah. Internet is communications. You can't make this stuff up. Michelle, getting back to you. Is this a lock myself in the house kind of week? That is up to you. Hang on. Let me finish what I was going to say. You can choose. You have the choice. You can go out and public and people. And like I said, you have the choice on whether or not you want to engage in conversation. If you choose to hang out in your house and Netflix and veg and read or garden or knit, whatever you want to do, that is also an option. And it's a very good option, because you may have things that come up that you need to deal with, but you may want to deal with them by yourself. Right. You may need some me time. So either one is okay.
Listen to your intuition. I would do that. You said that about, that's the internet. That's the people. I'll look at it more. I don't like Mars opposing Pluto. That's fighting. But it's in the house of money. Money.
Follow the money. Very simple. Follow the money. Where's the money coming from? Where's the money going?
I wonder if the stock market's
it's a good one, crash. It's a good one. One easy way to change your thoughts: stop saying "but." Everything after "but" stinks. Try saying "although" or "yet." It makes you think and change word pattern and thought process.
Right. That's perfect. It's just a couple of transits that are, they're squares, and they're Mars, and they're the sun, and they're Pluto, and it's power, and I think it's just kind of everything that we're kind of used to leading up to an election. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And normally we don't get so political, but with the election coming up, the astrology, I mean, everything is hitting. It's the astrology is calling everything. So we have to include it in this.
It's crazy accurate, isn't it?
It is. And Rhonda, this is something Dan Bongino has been saying. When you go vote early, take 10 people with you, or as many as you can. That's support for you. That's support for them. That's support for the United States.
We don't, you know what we have early here? Like 2 days, like the weekend before. We don't have that month-long voting stuff. That, just we are still back at the time where you have to show your ID. When everybody I go, wherever I go, I show my ID to vote. I've always shown my ID, and you can vote early the weekend before.
Yeah, I have always shown my ID as well. And every time they say, I don't need that. I'm like, I need it. I need to prove to you that I am this person. Nebraska has finally passed the law that you need photo ID to vote. I am so happy. I am so proud. So many people are going off. Oh, that's racist. No, it's not. If you can't have a driver's license because you have 5 DUIs, you can go get a photo ID for like $15.
Sure.
If you can't afford $15, you probably shouldn't be buying.
Can't you take something that's got your address on it as well, like your social security card, or
has to be a photo ID?
Oh, okay.
So concealed carry, passport, concealed carry permit, driver's license, photo ID, something.
The sun is in Scorpio on that day. So I'll look more at this. The only one that I really, really don't like is Pluto and Mars. Usually Uranus stuff is when all the airport stuff goes crazy. When all the airport stuff shuts down and the internet shuts down, and
and that's kind of what I'm worried about happening. And if all that stuff happens, pipes break, printers run out of ink, internet goes down, along with all these people in these hurricane affected areas, it's going to take them forever to get that power back up. Those lines back up, the cell towers back up.
Oh, they're making all kinds of they're getting vans and buses and stuff to make sure that people get their vote in. I think they're going to use paper.
Good. That's what we use here in Wymore. We have a paper ballot.
We do too.
I prefer that because that can't be hacked unless somebody writes R or D on the top of it when they hand it to you.
You know what's funny about this? Remember Pluto? We're in the Pluto return in the United States.
Yes.
And Pluto is at its last hit before it takes down structures. The old, bring stuff up, government, old structures, banking. Pluto is sitting on the day of the election at 29 degrees. And
Boom.
Mars is directly across from it in Leo.
29 degrees. That's not only 11, but that's also the end of a cycle.
Mars is at 0 degrees.
Start of a new cycle. That's change, people. That is change. And we're going to have a lot of change in 2025. Astrologically. Because the outer planets are shifting, correct?
All of them. I haven't seen that since, I want to say it's 1990, but I think it's farther back. I've never seen it. I can't remember it happening.
And the outer planets hit pretty deep. A little slower.
Yep.
But they hit and they're going to move you.
All of them. It's every one of them.
Take every day as it comes. If you have a shit day, sit down and say, okay, I accept I'm having a shit day. Why am I having a shit day? Because of this, this, and this. Okay, why did that make a difference in my day? And you can work through it, and you can change that negative energy into positivity over time. But the best thing is you can have positivity, and positivity doesn't always mean being happy. Sometimes positivity means just knowing that tomorrow is a new day. You get to start again. This day is almost over. You'll never have to repeat it. It's done. Tomorrow is a new day. And then wake up in the morning and say, okay, I know this is happening to me, but I'm going to have a good day today.
I'm going to pick the October surprise date. You know what date I'm going to pick?
23rd.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. Seriously.
Maybe that's why I've been seeing 23 everywhere. That's why I said 23rd.
Have you? Well,
yes.
Actually, it's
for months.
Scorpio. We go into Scorpio season on the 22nd. The sun. Okay. The sun squares Pluto. It's exacted on the 22nd, but on the 23rd, the moon and Mars are together and they oppose Pluto. So it's the 22nd, 23rd. Yeah. That's the most intensity of the days. Yeah. Yeah. Seriously, that's why and then on the 24th, Uranus comes in and says, get rid and blows everything. Just says, get rid of it all.
Uranus farts.
No, it hooks up with Mars. I mean, I can't make it up. It's very intense energy. It's intense because it's a lot of Scorpio and Pluto and Mars.
And a lot of people feel this and don't even realize it. All of a sudden they wake up and they have such intense anxiety they can't function. They're lethargic, or they have so much energy they're bouncing off the wall. It affects different people different ways.
Right.
But not only do we have the astrology hitting causing that, we also have major S9 and G4 solar flares and storms hitting day after day after day. That affects us as well. Then you got your full moon, your new moon. I mean, there are so many things that combine energies.
Yeah.
The planets are working with and against each other with the solar flares and the moons and the Schumann resonance. That's the resonance of the Earth spiking. It's stay grounded, stay hydrated.
Yeah.
And if you have not tried grounding sheets for your bed, I recommend them. I bought a set. I love them. The only drawback is I don't want to get out of bed in the morning.
What are they? Tell us what they are.
Okay, it is a sheet infused with silver fibers.
Okay.
And it comes with a cord that snaps on. And you know how you have your 3-prong plug-in, like for your blender or whatever. This only has the ground. So there's no power going to your sheets. It's only the ground. So as long as your outlets are properly grounded, you are grounded to the earth. It's
in your sheet?
Yeah.
It's like a cotton sheet.
Silver infused. So it's conductive.
So it's called a grounding sheet.
Yeah, they have grounding sheets. They have grounding pillowcases. They have grounding mats. It's for people that especially if they live in the big city. Big cities, a lot of times you don't have anywhere you can go to ground. It's all concrete.
Right. Where do you get them?
Internet. I got mine off of Amazon.
So it's called a grounding sheet.
Yeah.
And the animals can lay on top of them.
Absolutely.
So can you feel a difference?
Yes. I can feel it when I lay down. I've been sleeping a little bit better.
Really?
Yeah. A little less pain when I'm waking up in the morning. It's made a difference. I love them.
But there's you don't have electricity going through them.
No. Well, I can't say that because you are grounded. But the earth, hang on, I can't remember which way it is. either the earth is grounded with positive ions and we're with negative, or vice versa. But when you walk barefoot on the ground, you feel it. You draw those ions into your body, and it's scientifically proven it makes a difference. When you're working with your hands in the dirt and you garden, it makes a difference because you're grounding. Just like on your car, you have to have a good ground in order for the electricity to flow, in order for it to cycle. So you are actually cycling your energy with the earth.
So here they are.
Same, Renee.
People are buying them like crazy.
Yeah.
Are they soft? Can you feel the...
Very. Very.
Well, here you can buy the little kit, organic grounding sheet, 10% silver for bed sleeping therapy with safety ground adapter.
Yeah. Yeah, you only plug it into the ground on your outlet.
I've never heard of this.
You know, I bet they could make those. Just saying. That'd be good for the Scorpios out there.
I'm looking at it. Oh, it plugs in. Natural sleep. Some of them are expensive. Some of them aren't too expensive.
The ones I got were like $65, I think.
You can get them for like $25.99.
Mm-hmm. And the ones I got came with like a little, they call it a pen. What it is it's God, words. Come on, Keith, you're a mechanic. It tells you if you have a completed circuit. Like an ohm meter. There, thank you, ohm meter. You know, if you put one end of an ohm meter on one end of a wire, and the say the negative and the positive on of the ohm meter on the other end of the wire, if you have continuity, it'll tell you on the meter. If you don't, it'll just say I, infinite. Otherwise, it'll say 0.23, whatever. It'll give you how much resistance is in that wire. This thing is the same way. You can put it on a piece of plastic, it does not light up. You put it on a piece of metal, it lights up. You put it in the sheet, on the sheet, it lights up. So that proves that there are silver fibers in that sheet.
That's really neat.
Michelle, grounding sheets or grounding underwear? Just trying to clarify.
They've got everything grounding. Yeah,
pillowcases, sheets. You can buy there's special shoes that I'm going to look into that are kind of the same way. It conducts, but yet you can still wear a shoe so you don't get stickers on your feet and whatnot.
Oh man, these are cool.
Why do you think when our nice GOV first started to try to take away our power, we had to start wearing these things? What is that? That's rubber.
Yeah.
What's the soles of your shoes made of? Rubber. What does not conduct electricity? Rubber. Natives wore moccasins made of deerskin, not rubber. Or they walk barefoot. Both.
This is really interesting. Oh, I'm going to get some.
Yeah.
I'm going to get some.
You'll love them. But pay attention.
Neat. That's really neat.
But before you do, pay attention now to how you're sleeping, how you feel when you're getting into bed.
Okay.
The sensations of the sheet, blanket, what you feel. Do it again in the morning when you wake up. Pay attention to, okay, my shoulder hurts like this. My hip hurts like this. Pay attention.
Neat.
And then use your sheets for 30 days and do the same thing.
So how do you wash them?
Wash machine.
Okay. You can put them in the dryer?
Yeah. Yeah. Gentle.
Okay. That's neat.
Yep. I'm going to get a pillowcase. I'm gonna get some other stuff.
Dude, thanks for the tip.
Yeah, I've been meaning to do this for a long time, and I finally sat down and did the homework on them. And I said, you know what? I want them. I'm getting them. Couldn't really afford it, but I wanted them. I'm glad.
Thanks for sharing.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can get FlexPay on Amazon. FlexPay is the best.
Yeah, you can drop it in like 4 monthly payments.
Right. But just this week, the only heads up is on the 17th, we have the full moon in Aries, coupled with Mars and Eris. So it's a fiery one. It's a fiery one.
So again, practice the pause.
Yep.
What I mean by that?
Yep.
Somebody says something, you want to snap right back at them. Don't. Take a minute. You're allowed to do that. Think of the way you want to say. No, think of the way you need to say something instead of the way you want to say something. Don't snap back at them. Practice the pause. Think about your words that you need to use. You'll thank yourself.
Especially now, it being impulsive, it's going to be easy to get angry. So just don't allow it. Drive
defensively.
Yep.
Slow down a little if you need to. It's okay. Yep. What I've noticed a lot of times is that I'm going to work. I'll usually do 5 over the speed limit. We're usually safe doing that. And I've got somebody behind me right on my tail, and then they'll pass going up a hill.
Crazy.
And a car comes over the hill and they barely get over. I'm slamming on my brakes way earlier because I can see it happening. And then we get into town and I pull up right behind them at the first stoplight. Did you a lot of good to put everybody in danger, didn't it?
Stupid. It makes no sense.
Don't pass on hills. Don't pass on blind hills.
Don't do that.
Use your turn signals. I don't know how many times I've almost gotten into an accident because somebody didn't use a turn signal. Make sure your brake lights function. Your trailer, if you tow a trailer, make sure all the lights function. If they don't, you remember those old hand signals? Hey, I'm turning left. Hey, I'm turning right. Hey, I'm slowing down. Hey, I'm stopping.
My dad used to do that.
It's a thing.
He used to always do that.
That's funny. Don't be Bruce Banner. Don't be. And with me, being Scorpio combined with Aries, that's something that I had to learn. I had to teach myself not to be an asshole, not to be angry, not to jump. In my younger days, if you looked at me wrong, I would knock you out.
Yeah.
That was me.
And then you would get knocked out.
I finally got to the point. No, I could hold my own pretty good. I bounced a bar, strip club for years. 5'6", 125. I'd throw 300-pound people out. It's all about attitude. Normally, I'd never have to throw a punch. I'd never have to get physical. I let my attitude out, and that was enough to make them take notice and say, okay, all right, I'm good. I'm out.
We're good.
Cool.
And just do that. Practice that this week, I mean, this week.
I had to take stock of my own actions. I had to take accountability for my own actions.
Right.
And I didn't want to be that person anymore. I don't like getting angry. I don't like hurting people. I don't like hurting people's feelings.
No.
I want peace. Right. And for a Scorpio to say that's a pretty major growth. And I'm proud of myself for that.
I am too. Stay grounded. I'm going to get some of the sheets. And then in 2 weeks, I'll look at the election more, and then we'll pull up the candidates' transits. They've both got some really good Jupiter transits going on. Both of them.
What does Jupiter do? Makes things bigger.
makes things bigger. It's blessings.
Expands.
Right now, I would say Trump definitely has the advantage because Gemini, and this is purely astrological, only because she's got a very nasty Saturn opposition hitting her Pluto and Uranus in her 4th house, transiting Saturn as karma. So I think this is where I want you to look. If anything's going to happen with her, look towards her family history or lineage, because it's hitting her 4th house.
Well, even darker skinned people are calling her out on this. First, she was Indian, from India background. And now all of a sudden she's black.
Well, there's going to be, it's with Saturn, it's going to be karma. So if there were lies and you fibbed and you aren't telling the truth, Saturn is in retrograde. It's going to come out.
It is.
You're busted.
It is. Dan Bongino, I'm stressing that man. Go watch him on Rumble.
Okay.
He put out a clip the other day. He had his people find all of the different accents she used while going around the country talking to the individuals in that state, in this town. It's hilarious.
Oh, there's a doll now, like a Barbie doll that talks the different accents. People are, it's like a meme or something.
Well, this is actually her doing all of these crazy accents, and she doesn't do them right, for one thing. And she's cackling after everything she says. Oh, I sneezed. Ah, if I never hear that cackle again in my life, it'll be just.
That's the awkward Libra.
And she does it to take up space and time to get through the interview, so she doesn't have to answer so many questions. Because while she's doing that, nobody can say anything. Right, Robert? Crikey.
It's
crazy.
It's the Libra.
She tries to do a Boston accent. She tries to do a Georgia accent. She tries to do just like I'm talking here. It's yes.
That's just psychotic. That's not Libra. That's just psychotic.
She is.
That's just bizarre.
Think to yourself. If she was to be elected and she had to go talk to the leader of another country.
Accent.
You get what I'm saying? It's not going to be good.
No.
We'd be toast.
You think?
I know.
I'll show you that in the chart. It's there. It's in the chart. It's in the natal chart.
We would be the toast that you have to and take the butter knife and scrape the carbon off because you don't want to waste a piece of bread.
I don't mean to laugh, but it's
degrading those people.
Oh yeah. Well, it's annoying. It's annoying. It is annoying. We'll look at it. I'll show it to you in the natal chart. It's bigger than life. It's there. You can see it.
Cool. Oh, Howie, I want to say something real quick. I got to apologize to you because in the beginning when we were reforming this, we were debating on using Restream versus StreamYard. You made the right decision, sir, because Restream just doubled their prices and I dropped my account.
Really?
Went from $49 a month for the one I had to almost $90.
Wow.
And I'd have to go through my email. Maybe they sent an email and I missed it. I don't know, but it's just all of a sudden, oh, okay, well, there's almost $50 less that I have this month. So I think that's going to hit them because I sent them an email. Hey, as far as I know, I didn't get any notice of this. I want a refund and cancel my subscription.
Absolutely.
So I'm supposed to hear back from them in 2 to 3 days.
Well, maybe they'll say, no, we'll give it to you for cheaper or something. I hope.
Robert, we don't have Vegemite here. I'm not even sure what that is, but I've heard of it. Like a vegetable spread, maybe. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. But one of my favorite things on toast, and people are going to think I'm nuts, and I am, peanut butter with a sprinkling of garlic salt. And I discovered this as a child by accident because I used all the peanut butter on my piece of toast, so there wasn't any more peanut butter. And I accidentally knocked the garlic salt over, and the lid came off, and it spilled on it. So I ate it anyway, and I have been eating it ever since. It is the most phenomenal thing that I have ever tried. And my ex-wife's half-sister, we went down to see her down in Alabama. She wanted me to try parsnips. I'm like, okay, I'll try those if you try this. She's like, whoa, wait, hang on, maybe not. You want me to try those? You can try this. So I tried the parsnips. I did not care for them. I was honest. She tried the peanut butter toast and garlic salt.
No.
She's still eating it today.
Yeah. No, thank you. I'll act like I ate that. I'll stick to my yogurt. My yogurt, yuck. Well, listen, have a great week, and we'll come back in 2 weeks and look at the candidates. I'll show you that accent change in the natal chart. You'll laugh.
Yeah.
It's there.
It's the thing. Go look it up. Dan Bongino.
Okay, I will. I need to listen to him because you always talk about him.
Yes.
And you
Dennis Michael Lynch. And Dan. Hang on 1 second. Hang on, I'll tell you.
Dan Bongino.
Yeah, there's another one. Hang on. I'm pretty sure I shared it.
That's all I listen to. I don't watch the news. I watch YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
YouTube, boots on the ground. Who is it? Dan? What's his name? Dan?
There's Dan Bongino.
Okay, Dan Bongino. I'll listen to him tomorrow.
And there's another one, and I'm blanking out on his name. I thought I shared his stuff today, but evidently I didn't.
I am addicted to the YSL trial with Young Thug down in Fulton County, which is on day about 147, with the RICO trial with Jeffrey Williams, where they've been trying to get him for RICO, which they still, after 147 days, have not proven anything in Fulton County.
Interesting.
So, Fulton County is up in complete arms. They're so mad about this that people live stream it and listen, and the whole community down in Fulton County is furious. Bonnie Willis will not get reelected because she's the DA that is doing all this. They're done.
Ben Swan.
Okay.
He is awesome.
Well, I'm addicted to this trial. So as soon as this trial's over, it's not supposed to get over until like 2025.
Yeah. And Ben, he covers everything.
Okay.
What's happening here in the United States, what's happening overseas.
Does he? Okay.
He has his people dig.
I even listen to Al Jazeera. I listen to everything.
If Ben is not sure on something, he'll tell you, okay, this is what's being reported. Is it true? I don't know. But here's what I do know. And he'll let you decide.
That's what I want to. That's what I listen to.
Yeah.
I listen to all of it. You have to. You cannot listen to this. This is garbage here. This is activism. What they put out in the mainstream media right now is complete and utter activism. That you can't call it anything else but.
Yeah.
They don't give you facts. They give you activism. And if I'm an activist in the middle, I don't want to hear just one side. I want to hear the facts.
When I was on city council, believe it or not, I looked at both sides.
Yeah.
I needed to for my constituents, the people that voted for me. And I voted for some things that I did not personally agree with because at that time it benefited my community and the people in the community.
Right.
Like I said, I might not have agreed with it wholeheartedly because of whatever, but at that particular time for our particular town and our particular people, it was what worked best.
See?
So I would vote for it, even though I had a disagreement with it.
But that's how it should be.
Not
you worked for the people.
Yes. I tried.
You know, you did. And between now and the election, one thing people need to do is get out a copy of the Constitution, because Pluto is sitting at that 29 degrees on election day, and America is returning back to her roots.
Yes.
And she has been since 2008, since Pluto went into Capricorn.
It's been building.
And this is her last hurrah. So she's going back to what she was designed to do. Now, whether that happens this year, this election, nobody knows. But eventually, that's what this country will get back to.
We're going to get back to our roots.
Yes, that's where we're headed.
You know, part of our roots, what made this country is people coming here from all over the world.
That's right.
Legally.
That's right.
What's happening now is not the way it was done. It needs to go back to the way it was.
No.
I have no problem with anybody immigrating to America and becoming a legal United States citizen. I have no issue with that. Welcome. Let's get you a job. Let's get you a place to live. Come on. But when people just walk over our border and are automatically handed food cards, $3,500, cars, houses. No.
Stop it.
I don't get that. Why should they get that? They are getting health care. I can't afford health care. I have insurance. I can't afford to use it. They're getting free health care.
Right.
I don't think that's fair.
It's not fair, and that's why people are mad.
People
People see it. Everybody sees it. Everybody sees it.
Jan lives down there. She knows. She sees it.
Every day. Yeah.
She sees it.
It's horrible. And you know,
it's
horrible.
The amount of children coming over the southern border that are disappearing. They have no trace, no idea where they are.
They're up to 320,000. I screamed at 85,000. I've been screaming about this for 4 years. 2023, they stopped DNA testing for children. They stopped the DNA testing. That when a child came across the border with 2 adults, they did DNA testing to make sure that that child was a member of the family.
They stopped it.
Now the Biden-Harris administration stopped it.
And when they send these people abroad in our country on planes, which they do, it's been proven.
Yep.
Think of the bells, whistles, and hoops you have to jump through to get on a plane. Do you know what they do? They walk up, somebody takes their picture, and they sign their name with no proof of who they are. Okay, that's Jose, whatever. And that's what they put down.
Yep.
And then they get on the plane.
Yep.
Not right. And
we've lost Lake and Riley. We've lost Rachel Marin. We've lost a lot of young girls that I have featured on my show every Wednesday night.
Yeah. Watch your show.
I've done it. I have tried to make people aware of this for 4 years with the American women that are out jogging, that are out like Lakin, out running. Rachel out jogging, and they're killed. I'm done. I'm up to here.
This right there. They had 5 safe houses across her street. Her kids got to hear a woman get murdered a month ago.
Yeah.
They run through their yards. That's what these people go through. They're not safe. We are not safe.
No, we're done.
We
all know what we have to do. We all know what we have to do.
Whether you like mean tweets or you don't like mean tweets. If you don't like mean tweets, don't read the tweets. That's simple.
I don't care. I don't care. We have to do this for people like Jan. Look at what Jan is putting up with. We're not putting up with it here, but Jan sure is. And she's my neighbor. We have to get back to the attitude of what is happening in North Carolina. All bars aside, people are out helping people. They don't care what you're Republican or Democrat. They don't care. They're out saving people.
They don't care if you're
Australian.
They don't care if you're from Spain. They don't care if you're from Italy. They're helping everybody. And that's the way this country used to be.
Well, that's what it's going back to. And, maybe North Carolina was shown to us for that reason. I mean, it's a horrific reason, but maybe that's why, the universe shows us things sometimes.
Yes,
we need to open our eyes.
You need to see this.
Yeah.
You need to see this. And I really believe in my heart that this is why the last E thing where you check the boxes, why that happened, why it was stolen. My opinion. Okay. So that we could actually see what their policies would do to this country.
Well, people
had to wake up. Their side
You're seeing it.
Yes, people are waking up more and more every day. Every day, more is coming out. Proof is coming out. But there are still people out there with cognitive dissonance. And if you don't know what that is, that means what they think is right, no matter what you tell them, no matter how much proof that you give them, because they are unable to change. Because if they change their thoughts, then that means they're wrong, and they cannot be wrong. They have to be right. It's their ego.
It's ego.
It's cognitive dissonance. Look it up.
Ego. Turn off the TV.
Oh.
Turn off the TV. Get on TikTok. Why do you think they were trying to get rid of TikTok? They didn't want us talking to each other.
Yeah.
They didn't want us seeing it.
Yeah. And there's a lot of other channels out there. New ones popping up all the time. There's no censorship. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Government, you can talk about government.
Yep.
You want to talk about astrology, you can talk about astrology.
Yeah, astrologers are really getting it right now. They're really getting censored.
Yeah. Rumble, that's a good one. There's some other ones out there. True Social. Yeah.
Yep. That's a shame, Jan. I'm sorry that happened to you. Well, we all need to vote to get the border secure for her and the kids.
Absolutely. It's nuts down there. I know several people down there, and it's crazy.
Well, I'll vote to get it closed for you, honey. And so you're safe. It's terrible. People shouldn't live in fear because of that kind of stuff going on.
And our current, if you didn't know, our current administration, our previous one was building a better wall.
They sold it.
Our current administration sold what they didn't get up for pennies on the dollar.
I know they did.
And then let all these people through, change the policies. And now that election time is here, we need to secure the border.
Nobody buys it.
We see you.
Yeah, we see you. Well, we'll get together. Well, I'll see you in 2 weeks. We'll have that chart, and I'll show you that how the accent changes in the natal chart. You'll laugh.
Yes.
And anything else that pops up between now and the 22nd, because that'll be funny. That'll be funny.
Yeah, let's keep track of that. Jan,
keep track of it, you guys.
While I got you.
Yes.
She does a show. Her and God, I'm blanking on the name. I can see her face. Help me out here. Plug your show. And Joni, plug your show.
Who? Jan?
Yeah, Jan does a show.
Okay.
God, the name's right here on the tip of my tongue. Can you see it?
Well, Jan, tell us. She'll tell us. Oh, and then join me on Wednesday nights on Rift, 8 p.m. for Forensic Astrology and Missing Persons and Mysteries.
Yes. Awesome show.
Yeah. So make sure and see that.
Again? Adrian. Yes. Thank you.
Getting Comfy with Adrian and Jan. When is your show, hon?
Plug it.
Yeah. Tell us.
Unfortunately, it's when I work.
Oh, it's during the day?
Yeah. But what I wanted to say, Jan, is would you two like to come on the Otter's Den to get your show out there?
That'd be great.
I'd be more than happy to have you on there to get you some publicity.
Every other Friday, so next week.
What time?
Okay. 11.
11 a.m. There
Okay.
we go.
I listen at work.
And that is which time zone?
She'd love to come on Otter's Den.
Okay. Get with me and let's get this scheduled. Okay. Don't let me forget because I'll forget if we don't get this nailed down. You know me. What time zone? Mountain time. There we go. There we go.
I don't know when mountain time is.
See, I'm central.
You're central. The next one down is mountain. So it'd be 10, right?
I think, okay, see, one day I did catch it. I went to lunch at noon and you had just come on. So your 11 is my 12. And Joni,
1.
Your 1 is my 12.
So it would be 1 o'clock for me.
I think.
For her show. I'll look. I'll look. All right. Mountain time. God, past Central, I just forget about it.
Yeah, 12 Central.
12 Central, so it's 1 my time, Eastern. Okay, super. Sounds good. All right, you guys have a safe week. Be good. Be careful. Just remember to practice patience the next couple of weeks.
And be nice.
Use that energy wisely. Get things done. Go work out. Go out in the yard. Be productive. Declutter. Use that energy good.
You won't believe how more better good it makes you feel.
Well, you're going to have a lot of energy with this stuff with Mars and the sun. You're going to have a lot of physical energy. So that's a good thing. You know?
Yes.
Just, use it positively. So, all right, hon. Well, I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Sounds good.
So be safe, everybody. Take it easy. Be safe, Jan. Bye, hon.
See you later.
Yeah, practice that damn part.
Yes. I don't know if you noticed or not, but I got a little worked up and I had to practice the pause myself. Because the words that were wanting to come out of my mouth were not going to be appropriate. And I had to step back and say, no, you need to say this and not that. That's not easy for me. Scorpio, Aries. Boom. No, don't say it that way. Say it this way. You can still get your point across without being an asshole. Yeah, you know, Renee. You know what I'm talking about. You know all too well what the hell I'm talking about. It's okay to take a minute. It's okay to say, whoever you're talking to, hey, I need just a minute. I need to get my idea together to give it to you. And if you're not sure what somebody is trying to tell you or what their intention is, it's okay to ask. Say, hey, I'm not quite sure what you're getting at. Can you think of a different way to explain it to me so that I can understand the way you feel? That's perfectly acceptable. If they can, yay. If they refuse, well, there's your answer. I'm out. It's very simple. I have went from knowing everybody and hanging around everybody in my younger days to a select few. And most of my select few are 1,000 miles away from me. They're not here where I live. There's reasons for that. They're my reasons. I don't have to give anybody any reasons. Lately, a lot of past people have been attempting to come back into my life. I see you. I remember these lessons. No, thank you. You don't have to tell the people why. You can slowly walk back, just not communicate, re-separate yourself. You can say, hey, we hung out in a different time in my life, and I don't think this is appropriate for me. You don't have to tell them why. It's up to you. You get to decide. Can someone change? Yes, I did. Will I look at them and say, okay, have you changed? Are you a better person? I'll look at that, and then I'll make a decision. Nope. There's been a couple people that have came back in my life, and I said, okay, you can come back in, but you are here. This is your spot in my life. I didn't tell them that, but I told me that. And that's okay. That helps. And there's probably going to be quite a few things coming back up, cycles coming back up. Friend cycles, relationship cycles, work cycles, kids cycles, you name it. Let it happen. Work through it. See what it's teaching you. Because the more you learn from it, the less that cycle is going to come back up in the future. The less that cycle is going to pop you in the back of the head. The less that cycle is going to face plant you in the concrete. And those aren't fun. And if you need to, especially during Scorpio season, I want to get this out earlier and we got sidetracked. It is absolutely okay and sometimes beneficial to get up off your ass, walk into the bathroom, your bedroom, wherever you have a mirror, and look at yourself. But not only look at yourself, look into yourself. Who are you now? What is your shadow self? Who is your shadow self? Your shadow self is that part of you that you don't want to admit exists because you don't want to work through why it exists. You need to. Ask yourself, who did I used to be? Why? Who I am now? Why? Who do I want to be? Why? It's called shadow work. And it's a bitch. But it is so beneficial. It ain't easy. Sometimes it brings up dark nights of the soul. And if you don't know what that is, look it up because you're going to learn more by reading about it than I could ever tell you. I can tell you it's tough. Again, if you need help, ask for help. Learn about you because you are the most important person to not only yourself, but to others, to your family, to your kids, to your friends. And if you can improve yourself, other people around you are going to notice that you have made improvements to yourself. You are becoming a different person. I am slowly becoming the person that I was supposed to be instead of the person that I became. And that asshole. They're going to notice that. And some people are going to be drawn towards you, and some people are going to be repelled. So you're going to gain people, you're going to lose people. And that's okay. The people you lose, Spirit is saying, okay, we're going to move this person over here, and we're going to bring this person in from over here, because that's a better match for you energetically. They're more on your vibration level. Boom. Self-reflection, self-awareness, and self-acceptance. Absolutely. Because if you can't accept who you are, who you've became because of XYZ in the past, you don't know who the hell you are. You are hiding from yourself. How do I know? Because I did. I hid from myself for decades. I had extenuating circumstances. I had something else inside me telling me what to do, telling me what I'm hearing, telling me how to act, changing my choices. But that's gone now, so now I get to do it. Do those old thought patterns still pop up? Yes, they do. All the time. Like, no, that was then, this is now. That was him, this is me. I'm proud of that. And if you do this, it's not going to be an overnight thing. I've been working at this for 6 years, and I'm still learning every damn day. I'm still being put back into situations for my own self every damn day. If into situations that used to cause me trauma every day. But now I'm handling it differently. You got to love yourself. At the very minimum, like yourself and like what you're doing for yourself. Self-improvement. Improve yourself. You can't change others. If they don't want the help, you can't change them. But guess who you can help? You. Because you want the change. And that's it. You have to want the change. And that is what Scorpio season is for. To find you. The planets, solar flares, the Schumann resonance, the full moon, the new moon. It's all going to help you if you listen and if you feel, if you watch the signs. Watch your dreams. Listen to your guides. One of mine was being funny the other night. I was in the kitchen washing dishes with hands. Quit giggling, Renee. And all of a sudden, my stereo, a certain song came on that kind of triggered a little thing, little motion. And Spirit said, you need to pay attention to this song and turn my stereo all the way up. So no, you can turn it up a little bit. Full blast, not allowed. I set my boundary. And I dried my hands off and I went and I turned it back down to a little bit louder level to set the example. Is that a haunting? Yes. Is that paranormal activity? Yes. 7 years ago, would it have freaked me out and I would have left the house? Yes. I handled it in a different way because I know it's my guide saying, this is something you need to pay attention to. This is something that's going to be coming up in your future. This is something you need to be thinking about. You'll figure out why. That's simple. They turned up a song. It's that simple. Your cigarettes keep popping out of your pocket on the floor. Guess what you're supposed to be working on? All day work. I get it. Not today. All right, I'm rambling, but yet I'm not. But I drank a lot of coffee and a lot of tea today, so I have to go recycle. So I am going to hop off of here. Thank you, everybody, for hopping on and listening to us ramble. I enjoy you. I enjoy your comments. Yes, Renee, always in the orange. The orange touches everything around. The orange, the sun, the light. See the light. You too. Like I said, thank you for jumping on. Thank you. Without you guys, I wouldn't have a show. Night, Lisa. But we love jumping on here and going through the astrology and the spirituality and healing and things like that. And love you too, girl. And get a hold of me. Let's get you on my show. And again, you need to chat. I don't have as much time as I used to, but I'm still here. And I know you're still here too. So on that note, I'm going to jump off of here. You all have a good evening. Stay safe. Stay positive for you. Have strength for you. Because remember, you have gotten through everything you have ever been through to get to today. Be proud of that fact.